Let me ask you, do you have a like all or nothing kind of mindset? If you do, this is known as just one example of a cognitive distortion. And cognitive distortions are really just like the mental filters that are happening in our brain to process information. But the issue with it is that they are really not based on fact or anything like that. And honestly, the cognitive distortions exist to try to keep us safe, keep us in our comfort zone, and to kind of ward off any of the bad feelings that we might get. But when what ends up happening is that we end up hurting ourselves and having bad thoughts again. So with this all or nothing mindset, it kind of looks like, let's say you're on a diet or you're watching what you eat and you've done really well Monday through Friday. Saturday comes, you go out with friends and you end up splitting a dessert with a friend. Cognitive distortion is going to have your brain trigger the thought that you have now ruined the entire week. Or let's say you work out, you have a habit of working out, you want to work out 4 times a week, you only work out 3 times a week, then that means that like the whole workout of the week, just the whole week is a wash. So you're once again back at square one. Or another all or thinking kind of thing is if you're job searching and let's say you've put in 100 applications, you get a couple interviews and you don't get the job or you don't get a job, then you automatically jump to, well, I'm never going to get a job ever because it's that all or nothing. And that does us so much damage because, like, if you think about it, when you learned how to walk, or if you have kids, when you're teaching your kids how to walk, or I guess I don't know if you teach the kids. I don't have kids, by the way. When kids are learning how to walk, don't mind my neighbor dogs barking, but when kids are learning how to walk, we don't expect them to jump from the crib laying down to being able to walk in 2 seconds flat. Typically, a child is going to progress in baby steps. So they may scoot their butt on the floor, they may crawl for a little while, they may take a few steps and fall down. The small steps help to build the habit and the ability for them to be able to walk as humans. We take that kind of approach instead of this all or nothing, then we celebrate the small steps that we did make. So let's say we get back to that dessert example. You're out with friends, you split the dessert, but you've eaten really well and kind of kept on track with your calories and tracking all your macros and all that stuff. But that dessert is not going to negate the work that you did Monday through Friday leading up to that one little dessert. Same with working out. By working out 3 times a week, you still moved your body for however long you did for 3 days that week. Just because you didn't hit your 4-day-a-week goal doesn't mean that you didn't accomplish something. That's why I really think that like a weekly review is so important too, to really look back and see what you accomplished that week, because so often we can get to the end of the week and feel like we've done nothing. And that's that all or nothing distortion in our brain, thinking that if we don't reach a certain goal or do something, then all the effort that we've made leading up to that is not worth even mentioning or not worth even considering. And so I want you to really think about this week, what are you having these all or nothing thoughts about? And how can you change the narrative on that just ever so slightly to really celebrate the small wins that you're making as progress towards your larger goals? If you want to share in the group, that'd be great. But just reflect on that this week. And also, just an additional little challenge for this week is to take 10 minutes today to think back on your week and list 3 things that you got done or you accomplished, or 3 steps that you made towards a goal that you have, and celebrate that for yourself. Give yourself a pat on the back and just feel good in that moment that you made that progress and made something happen this week. Happy Focus Friday.